Yeah. No gray area. And no sitting on the fence neither. Couldn't play by the rules. Said grace with the wolves. Ever did it down and back in the Delta 88 late night when you lose. Overpaid my dues.
Yo, we back at it with another video on today. This is Raw Podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, click on the bell and hit the word all so that you may be able to receive every notification that comes from the channel. And you know we got to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Shedeur Sanders. Shout out to Shedeur Sanders. Shout out to Coach Prime. Shout out to Bucky. Shout out to Shiloh, who's been playing well over there in Tampa Bay as well. Shout out to the Sanders family, period. Straight up holding it down, man. Shedeur Sanders going through the midst of adversity, going through the midst of the fire, being thrown to the wolves, not even really getting a fair opportunity to even play with the ones. But Shedeur Sanders proved to everybody in the world is that he belongs in the NFL, man. No matter how criticism has come his way, how people are trying to dog him being listed as the fourth quarterback on the team, but actually getting the opportunity to start because a couple of the other guys got hurt, not his issue, not his problem. But at the same time, Shedeur Sanders, man, I'm definitely rooting for him, man, to be able to, even if the Cleveland Browns cut him and he goes to another team, I'm rooting for Shedeur Sanders, man, because this could be a lot of people's situation. This kid missed out on millions of dollars, which he should have been able to get. And now he has to go and prove that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. And we know that Shedeur Sanders, man, just goes out there and plays with confidence. And if you're a guy that can play with confidence and you're a guy that can play through adversity like Shedeur can, you're going to be fine, man. Coach Prime, the way he raised his kids, man, you got to love it and you got to admire the way he raised these boys. And now, like Coach Prime said, you know, I don't follow my boys. I lead my boys. And you see that Shedeur Sanders is becoming a young leader in this Sanders family, man. And the way the press beat him down, the way the owner came out a few weeks ago and said that Shedeur Sanders was not his pick. It's just crazy, man, the way life goes, man. But you know, getting the opportunity to start and making the most of it. That's what you're supposed to do. Shedeur Sanders did what you're supposed to do. You get the opportunity and you go out there and make the most of it. And if he plays in the next game, do the same thing. Only thing Shedeur Sanders has to do is continue to be consistent from here on out. If he's consistent, then he is going to be eventually the starting quarterback unless they decide to part ways with Shedeur, leaving him on the depth chart as the number 4 quarterback. We know that Shedeur Sanders should be the starting quarterback for this football team. We understand that, you know, he has to, you know, be able to earn that position, but we know that this kid has been earning it, man. This kid has been earning it. And I know that Joe Flacco is going to get the opportunity because he's the veteran quarterback until he messes up. But Shedeur Sanders should be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. If they really want to win, this kid is a winner, man. This kid, I've watched Shedeur Sanders from high school all the way from college, from Jackson State over to Colorado. Shedeur Sanders has been big time in both situations. And now that he's taking his talents in the NFL, even though he didn't get the big contract, goes out there and only, come on, man, his popularity is through the roof, man. His popularity is through the roof. And the Sanders family is popular. You know, you just gotta see it for what it is. They are a very popular family. Deion Sanders played with a swag like no other. And his kids still have that type of swag, man. But for whatever reason, the NFL punished Shedeur Sanders, and really they wish this probably was Deion Sanders. And it's kind of crazy, man. Deion Sanders, who was a star in the National Football League, it's crazy, man, to see that your son, who should have been one of the top players picked in the draft, slide all the way down to 5. So definitely, man, it's a humbling experience. But at the same time, hey, he got drafted still. Now he just got to go out there and work for it. It is what it is. But even being thrown to the wolves, man, Shedeur Sanders handled this the right way. And I love it, man. I love it. I love what I'm seeing. And the only thing that Shedeur can do is build upon this. When he gets his next opportunity, make the most of it. That's the only thing that I can say for Shedeur Sanders, because he went out there and played well. Yes, he has some things that he got to clean up and stuff like that. Who doesn't? But at the same time, he went out there and delivered a win to the Cleveland Browns, went out there and played with a chip on his shoulder, went out there and played and gave it. He still was focused. He still was determined. And you know that he belongs in the NFL. Now that you get a chance to see him, and I know a lot of people say, yeah, it's only preseason, but yeah, you know, you gotta make the most of your time whenever you get on the field, because you don't know when you're gonna get the next time to do what you do. So shout out to Shedeur Sanders, man, for going out there, keeping the confidence in himself, and going out there and playing like you're supposed to play at the quarterback position. A lot of people was thinking that this kid is going to fail. A lot of people was just down in the situation, man. But you really don't know how somebody handles adversity and how somebody handles the scrutiny and everything that the Sanders family have been going through, and being humiliated because you know that this kid should have been drafted one of the top quarterbacks in the National Football League in his last draft. But shout out to Shedeur Sanders. Keep going out there, keep balling, keep proving them wrong, because that's what it's all about. The NFL is nothing but storylines. He went out there and gave it his all. He played like a man that really wanted to be in the NFL. So shout out to Shedeur Sanders for the way he conducted himself through this whole scrutiny, through this whole process. Even if the Cleveland Browns decide to part ways with Shedeur Sanders, which they should not, but even if they decide to part ways with Shedeur Sanders, guess what he's doing? He's building a resume for himself. He goes out there, plays well, then eventually you know that another team is going to pick you up. Another team will pick up Shedeur Sanders. If the Cleveland Browns release Shedeur Sanders, you bet your bottom line that this dude is going to be picked up by another NFL franchise that passed him. It was so many teams that needed a quarterback that passed him. The Pittsburgh Steelers needed a quarterback. They started to go with the older quarterback instead of going with the younger guy and building that team with a young quarterback to give to DK Metcalf and to the rest of those guys over there. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. It's the politics of the NFL. And even though this kid was done wrong, he still held his head up high. He still